Alex Jones, John Lee and Joe Morrisville now inviting you to join
the common clay of the New West. The common clay, the common clay, the common clay of the New West.
No, I think I said it in one of the episodes that I said England would get to the semi-final and win a penalty shootout on the way. I've definitely said that before the tournament started. So
I don't remember you saying it on air, but
I definitely said semi-final. I don't know if I said the penalty thing, but well, fans will have to go back and listen up. Is it? Yeah.
I was listening to TalkSport on the way down, and they're just talking about it as if they've already won it.
Yeah, I like Barry Glendenning on it. Do you hear about it? He's like, I don't support England.
Why would I?
Yeah. And he was right. He's just like, why would I support England?
He wasn't a dick about it. He was just...
And someone like messaged in saying like, oh, you work in this country, you get paid in this country. And he was like, yeah, but...
That doesn't mean it, does it? Yeah.
He was like, you're an Arsenal fan. Do you want Tottenham to win? And he was like, no. And he was like, well, what if you've got a really good job in Tottenham? Would you go work there? And he was like, yeah. He was like... how's it going?
Oh, right, mate, yeah. Oh, actually, it's not alright. I'm fucking hungover. We're all a little hungover today,
we're all a bit
actually.
hungover. Even Owen's hungover, aren't you?
Yes. There he is.
Yeah, we went to a barbecue last night. It was very good.
It wasn't a barbecue. No food was
There wasn't a barbecue,
No,
actually. Yeah,
I keep
true.
referring to it as barbecue. We were in the garden eating food and drinking.
Oh, that's changed my whole perception on the night. I thought it was at a barbecue.
Shout out to Dr. John making food and drinks for us.
Yeah. So it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We haven't done one in a couple of weeks. Sorry about that, and sorry for not letting you know. But
Don't apologise. We're giving them something for free.
Thank you. As they say, don't apologise. Don't say sorry. Say thank you.
Yeah.
Say thank you for us not doing one,
Yeah.
and thank you for listening. We had lots of listens. Even the little clip we had that had like over 200 listens.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
That's cool.
Oh, did you put up the one of you saying sorry? We'll be a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We're all just goofing around and not actually doing any podcasting.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if Apple would allow it because it was really short, but it was fine. It's still on there, so that's good. So what have you been up to?
Enjoying this amazing weather we've been having.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. To be honest, I'm a little bit done with it.
It could do with getting cooler in the nights.
Yeah.
I think I'm done. I've been off for 2 weeks, and literally I couldn't have booked a better 2 weeks off, and I haven't gone on holiday either, and it's just been absolutely amazing. The only day it did rain was on my brother's wedding.
What, the whole 2 weeks, the one day?
Literally.
Oh,
But it was quite nice. It was literally spitting, and everyone was kind of like, "Oh, this is really nice." Because if it was 30 degrees, there was lots of old people there. Been a bit too
Would have been
much.
passing out.
Yeah. Well, that happened at my wedding, didn't it?
Did it?
Laura's nan passed out.
Yeah.
And it was really worrying for a minute, but it was just a heat exhaustion sort of deal.
She was just trying to steal the thunder from you guys. With the protests against your wedding, she hates you.
Yeah,
She's like,
maybe.
oh, God.
No, she really likes me. She's a lovely lady. But she lives...
She lives around the corner from me, doesn't she?
She does live around the
Yeah,
corner.
I'm often walking past her house.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think what I've been up to. I've done loads. I literally done loads of stuff. My brothers have been down.
You officiated a wedding?
Officiated a wedding, and it went better than I read better than I've ever read.
Really?
Like out loud, yeah.
Oh.
Much better than I do on this.
What sort of, how long was it?
It was about... I'd say it was about 5 minutes of me just kind of going nice wedding, nice weather, not weather, nice venue, this is what... I did a little bit about what love is and how across all different cultures and everything, even though humanity gets a lot wrong, love is the one thing we really get right.
Oh,
It's
what,
really
as a species?
Yeah, it's slayed.
Oh, nice.
And I did... then they did their vows, they picked their vows, so it was a short, nice little
Wait, so
vows.
did you write your officiating?
Yeah, well, I've got stuff. I went online and looked at an Orthodox wedding, not religious.
Orthodox or unorthodox? Unorthodox. It's quite unorthodox to rap wedding officiating.
I kept asking before Julie came in. I was stood next to the best man, and then I was like, I don't know when to dab.
Just constantly dabbing.
Yeah. It was
throughout.
just and I pronounce you man and wife.
Dab.
But no, it went really well. Yeah, it was about 10-15 minutes.
Oh, well.
It wasn't no one wants to stand there and listen to me babbling on, do you mean? So
Well, apparently
good.
Some people do. We had 1,500 listens last 2 weeks.
that's
or
true,
something.
actually.
Some people
But
do.
then I walked out of the thing, and then they went out, and I walked after them. I was like, "Come with us." to everyone, and then I was stood next to them at the bar, and everyone was kept coming up to me and being like, "Oh, well done, Al, that was brilliant, that was brilliant." Like, and I was like, I had to leave the room because I was like, they just got married.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I know I am the star, but it did.
Was anyone coming over going, "Oh, it's Al from the Common Clay"? Oh.
There was a few people.
Was there?
Yeah, a few people were like, "I love your podcast." And my brother said he was like starstruck when he saw John the other day. That was quite funny.
That is class, considering what they've known each other their whole lives. Shout out to John. It's just me and Al today.
Yeah. John isn't just been very quiet. He's not here this week. He'll be back soon. Yeah. So shout out to John.
What I've been up to, had the best weekend about 2 weeks but no, I can't even remember, maybe last weekend. Me, Manuel and Rob just it wasn't so much the weekend, I think it was just Sunday actually. We just cycled around Cardiff.
Nice. Went
swimming in the river, in the Taff, jumping off this tree. We found this cool tree to jump off into the water.
Nice.
Cycled down the bay, drank beer, and then Ed Sheeran was playing in the Millennium Stadium
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, Sunday.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago today. So we sort of we snuck up onto a roof of this car park opposite. We couldn't really hear anything. Well, you could hear some noise, but not his actual music. Just some fucking droning. Maybe it was his music. But it's quite cool just watching like loads of people coming in and out, and the police and the horses, and a little bit of a festival atmosphere. Nice. We were just kind of a part of it, but quite far removed.
It's like 4 days he did, didn't it?
Yeah, he did. What? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. That's like
maniac.
That's like 280,000 people.
Give or take. No.
How many? Not that many people like Ed Sheeran, surely.
I know someone who went twice.
Some people in work were loving it. Like it was like a big thing, wasn't it? Like they was doing it.
Well, I work literally just opposite the stadium, don't I? At the train station, so it's just like you can't escape it. Yeah, but that Sunday was just the best Sunday ever.
Oh,
it's
nice.
like, you know, when
so we didn't do a podcast, you actually got to do it.
Yeah, I got to live my life.
Yeah.
No, that was class. Really enjoyed that.
Pop culture wise, been up to much?
No, shit, not really.
Been too nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been not really watched TVs, films.
No, I haven't done anything. I watched Hateful Eight and it was okay.
Oh, we were talking about this last night.
Yeah, it's fine.
I really enjoyed it.
It was good, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
No Django.
It wasn't Django.
I love Django.
Yeah, Django's fucking class. That shootout at the end, we talked about this last night with me.
Well, that was the thing, that was like the bit where you're like, fuck, that was mental.
And it just like, it goes on and on, and you're like, all right, I'll be finishing now. And then there's another like 20 minutes.
That's great. Hang on, I'm just going to... Sorry. I was just going to do a quick thing for the people, because like I said last week, 3 weeks ago, we said we'll do the feature on what country or place listened to the most. And it was North Carolina.
Oh.
Yeah. So...
American
Sorry,
cousins.
I didn't want to cut you off then.
No, well, I was just talking about my perfect Sunday.
Yeah.
You did ask, but that's all right. No. Yeah, it was funny. I was at my folks last weekend, just visiting my parents. And we were going to drive somewhere. I can't remember. I don't know, I think we were going to go out for a bit of food or something. So, and in typical their fashion of them, they're a little bit old and forgetful. So we were like, right, we'll go, yeah. We all got ready, and they went out. And I came out to find them, and they were both sat in different cars in the driver's seat. And I was like, they didn't even realise each other were in different cars. And I came out and I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
So funny.
My mum's like, you getting in there? And I was like, what's Dad doing in the other car? She's like, where's your dad in that car? And they were looking at each other like bemused, just like, fuck was going on? They just didn't communicate.
So
they both
funny.
assumed they were driving.
That's so good.
Honestly, it's just almost like I might just have to fucking phone the old people's home and just get them taken in. I know.
That's class.
It's bizarre.
I'm trying to think of my family. I've spent the whole 2 weeks with my family. I can't try to think of anything stupid any of them did. It's probably me, for honest.
Yeah, they're going, Al did this, Al did that, yeah.
Yeah, my brother was back from America, the other one was back from Korea. I didn't really see the one from Korea that much because he was with his wife, his now wife's family, and they did like a whistle-top store, they're pretty much South Britain.
Oh, yeah.
So that was good. But we didn't see them really. We went for food a couple times. Yeah.
They doing like a honeymoon or anything?
They're going to Hawaii in December. Because Luke's in London doing a course now. So I'm going to go see him next week.
My brother has been to Hawaii and he fucking loves it.
Yeah.
Just like what he talks about.
Yeah, Luke
that's his holiday.
It's the
Yeah.
greatest place on earth, he says.
Yeah.
Just be nice, wouldn't it, son? Anyway, North Carolina.
Sure, yeah,
That's
sorry.
the feature this week. Okay, right, so thanks to everyone who's been listening in North Carolina. This one's for you. Song. Anyway, I was looking into North Carolina, and when you Google it, say, like, if you Google what is North Carolina famous for, the first answer is the breezy coastline.
Okay.
And vinegar. I was just like, oh God. And I was like, no, I said I would. But anyway, and it's literally like hell on earth there, because like it's just all it is just horrible, ghastly murders, and like you'll see. Well, no, you won't see because I didn't do one on like it was like children being murdered and stuff. And I was like, it's not funny. You can't do a feature on that.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to get comedy out of that.
So anyway, but genuinely, the devil lives there. That's where the devil lives.
Oh, okay.
So in the rough, seemingly endless hills of southern Chatham County, in the woods, there's one of the most famous and scariest places in North Carolina. It's called the Devil's Camping Ground, which is weird. Which is a weird, perfectly round 40-foot circle, which is completely barren. Not even a flower or a blade of grass can grow within the circles. Which is like in the middle of the woods. It's just like a perfect circle.
Or just dead ground.
Yeah,
like,
because nothing grows there. Any seed placed there won't grow, and sometimes like they put the dirt from it outside it to see what happens, and it kills all the grass by there. So it's like something very wrong with it, and like even if you potted plants there, it just dies straight away. And then strangest of all, if any objects are left in the circle overnight, they'll be broken and thrown outside in the morning. So if you left like a stick or something in there, it'd be like snapped up and like thrown out like angrily. And then people have tried to spend the night there to see what happens, but only one person's ever made it through, and they went completely insane and never went back. And apparently, if you take your dog there, your dog will like tail will go down, heels in. It's like no chance. And then they say that it's because the devil spends his nights there pacing around the circle, and his hooves probably are so hot that it just kills all the ground, and he just paces around trying to think of devilly things to do probably. And then one time, some guys parked a car in there to see what would happen, and then they came back in the morning and it was on its upside down outside it.
What?
Yeah. There's no pictures or anything to prove it, but
That definitely happened, though.
definitely happened. And then he walks in his private spot. When he's there, he doesn't use any of his illusions. Like, he won't look like a normal person. He'll be like his natural state as like a fallen angel. So like, and they say that's what made the guy go mad, that he saw the devil's face and it drove him insane. And then one night nearby, it was raining so hard in the middle of the night that it woke people up. And then people looked out the windows to see the rain wasn't clear, and they went outside and found that it was actually raining blood.
What?
It was chucking it down with blood. And then a lady actually took a bucket and took a sample and then took it to the local chemist, who confirmed that it was blood.
Nice.
So that's that. And yep, the car thing. That's it.
Next note.
I forgot I'd written that down. But some people say that's not actually the devil there. It's actually an old Native American chief is buried under there, and he's just like haunting the place.
Oh, I love those stories.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all the other. Like I said, all the other places from North Carolina are like tales of murders of children, and so that's all I could find. And there's not much of a story to it. So sorry, should have done something else.
I like that, though.
It is. It's good. I really liked it, but there's just not much to it.
There's got to be some pictures or something somewhere.
Yeah, you got a picture.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Wait there.
Well, now that we've got... Do we know how many North Carolina listeners...
I don't know how many listeners. I can tell you listens.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was a good few hundred. That's it.
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks legit.
I'll post that on Instagram later.
Yeah. Oh, what? Just like a massive dead... It does look like a perfect circle as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'd hang out if I was the devil.
Well, I was thinking like someone should put a camera there. Just like
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah. But there's a sign now that says Devil's Camping Ground, so you can like actually go to it.
Oh, like a little tourist sign.
Yeah, and sometimes
cool.
it just disappears. So people just nick it probably, but
Yeah,
or
true.
the devil just like stop it.
Yeah, so I'm advertising my spot, like my hangout.
So yeah, next week we'll do something on wherever you're from, if you listen, and get your mates listening.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe one of our North Carolina listeners can email us in and let us know what the locals think about it
true,
on
actually,
a
yeah.
sort of legit level.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, someone please email in.
Please.
commonclayofthenewwest@gmail.com or commonclaypod on Twitter, which still isn't getting much, and just commonclayofthenewwest on Instagram. Not doing Facebook. not into it.
Was there any kind of reasoning behind any kind of scientific?
No, baffles all the scientists.
All of them. Yeah, they all agree.
So probably just don't want to waste their time. Something terrible. But yeah, so that's it. So what, you had something? You found something online, didn't you? About Wales?
Oh, I was looking at.
Oh shit, I punched my microphone.
This it's kind of like a little Welsh folklore. And I'm not going to go into it too much, but basically, Welsh folklore tradition, Mary Lloyd, L-W-Y-D, Llwyd, something like that.
Llwyd Coed, yeah.
Basically, I think it was around Christmas time, 1800s, guys would dress up like a horse, basically. We'd go kind of like, well, not like a horse, but like stand there and put like a sheet over their heads, but they would get a horse's skull and put it on like their head, and then put like kind of like ribbons and stuff on it, a bit like there's a picture here, well, a bit more like sort of like, you know, like Morris dancing and that, but that kind of pagan, culty, creepy stuff. Around Christmas time, what they do is they'd knock on people's doors and then read poetry or like do like a sort of a rhyme or a limerick or something, and then you'd have to like rap battle basically this dead horse. So I suppose just a little bit here, it says Welsh tradition, midwinter custom, wherein the skull of a horse decked out with bells and ribbons, paraded on a stick by a reveller beneath a sackcloth, challenges neighbours in exchange for food or drink. So you have a little rap battle with this horse. If you lose,
it's all good natured though.
Yeah, I think so. They're not doing it. They're not scaring old women. But you have to rap battle this horse, and if you lose, you have to give it like some food or some beer or something. Have a look at these pictures. Yeah.
Oh, look. I once worked. This is kind of relevant. A similar sort of. Oh, that's creepy.
It is creepy. The picture from the 1800s. It's like black and white. This guy's wearing a top hat and a black suit, just in the middle of nowhere with this basically a dead horse's skull on a stick. The next one down though looks to be from like an Eisteddfod.
Yeah.
I suppose for those that don't know, Eisteddfod is a yearly kind of Welsh celebration of culture, music, and poetry and stuff. So.
God, that's creepy.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's not what I was going to say at all. But there's a guy I used to work with. I used to work in a bar, and one of our regulars was this guy who's from Jamaica, and he used to say that it was good luck to have a black man walk over the threshold of your house on like the first person to come into your house on New Year's Day morning. If it was a black man, that was a good luck thing from where he was from. So he said, like, it was mad. He said he used to spend, like, New Year's Eve just going around. People would always, like, text him, like, phone him and be like, come over, and he'd have to go around, like, 10 different people's houses just to be the first person to walk in. He said he loved it because he used to go around and have a nice beer with everyone.
Yeah,
and stuff.
True, actually. Yeah, make it a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
Invite your buddy round. That's fucking odd. But surely in Jamaica, there's loads of black guys there.
Yeah, no, this was in Cardiff Bay.
Oh, right.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, he didn't. I think he lived in Jamaica as an adult. I think he'd always lived in Cardiff Bay, but he was Jamaican.
That's
it was funny.
I've never heard of that.
No, I'd never heard either. I was just like, what? Your house was like, are you sure? I'm sure. You think you might have made this up to go around everyone's house?
Yeah, I've actually got a local tradition where on New Year's Eve you have to invite a guy called Joe round and give him beer and food and just generally look after him, be nice to him.
Old fashions.
Yeah, make him whiskey sours, give him cigars.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I know what I'm doing next Christmas, dressing up like a dead zombie pagan horse. That's and going around scaring people. No, rapping with people, rap battling.
Well, right. I'm going to go on to the emails now, but only because it's quite relevant to what I have to say. Because something's happened to me. I told you yesterday. We had this email on the 26th of June, so quite a while ago now. And it was from someone called Emily. So thanks, Emily. She says, hello, I want to bring your attention to Zozo, a demon that you can supposedly summon using a Ouija board. He is known to move objects and bang on walls. He can also take the form of a friendly ghost, and once you let him in, he turns evil. He is known to follow families for generations and can really fuck with you. Right? She says, I once played with a Ouija board and nothing happened to me at the time, but all four of us had similar nightmares for months.
Oh,
So that's
creepy.
good, yeah. And then she says, have you guys ever used one, or would you be interested in doing one live on the show? I can send you the one we used.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be well up for that.
I'd be up for it as well, so please do send that in.
Fucking around with
Yeah,
some
I'll
black
email
magic.
you back with Joe's address. I don't really want it in my house. I'll email you with an address and you can send it to us.
We'll use a PO box.
Yeah, I'll use the Amazon locker.
Yeah.
I think it'll be haunted, not my house. So she was enjoying the episodes, Emily. So thanks, Emily.
Yeah, cheers, Emily.
But right, we got that email on the 26th of June, and I was with my brother at the time, and I explained it to him. Then we were googling Zozo. It was creepy. It's really creepy. And then I'm putting it down to that because it did creep me out. Then in the night of my brother's wedding, I woke up in the middle of the night, went to the loo, came out of the toilet, and I woke my wife up because I was just really, I can vaguely remember, but I was really scared because I was like, Laura, why is there 3 people in the room? And she was just like, what do you mean? And she was like, shut up, I don't want, I'm asleep. I don't want to hear it. And I was just like, I'm really freaked out. And I couldn't remember it in the morning. I was like, I don't really remember that happening. But then when I drive home, I got really bad goosebumps and shivered down my spine. I remembered exactly what happened. And then we were coming out of the room, and then by the bed, there was just 3 people stood there. And my reaction wasn't, oh shit, a ghost. It was, why is there people in the room?
People, literally.
Yeah. And I remember the guy in the middle was really tall. He was about 6'5", 6'6", and he was just standing there really still. And I was just like, what's going on? And then when I walked over there, they were gone.
Oh.
And I'm putting it down to me being tired, drunk. It was very hot as well, and I've been looking at lots of ghost videos online since we got that email and stuff like that. So I'm putting it down to that, but it's the closest I've ever had to a paranormal experience.
Ooh.
And I was like, I genuinely like, I did sleep fine last night because I was vomiting all night, so I drunk so much. But the 2 nights after that, I couldn't sleep. I was lying in bed and I kept opening my eyes and looking around my room because I was just like freaked out. So yeah,
you scared yourself silly.
Yeah, it honestly, like, it freaked me out. It really, really freaked me out.
Maybe it's that Zuzu.
Well, I hope it's not Zozo because that's
Zozo.
really scary. I'm hoping it. I forgot to do it, but I was going to Facebook message the venue and just be like, look, I don't know what happened, but has anyone else seen anything? Has any guest ever told you about something? Because I saw this thing, and I was just interested to know. Not, I wouldn't.
I want my money back.
Yeah, I'm going to put all my podcasts so your venue's haunted.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe it was that Zozo knowing that we were going to start goofing around with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's been a film about it which looks shit, but if you actually look at the... that's Zozo, apparently.
Oh, that's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. Is it like a skull, or is it like a skull in a black hood?
Yeah, it's just a creepy thing. That's another drawing of him. I'll put that up as well. Yeah, I don't like it. It looks a lot like a sleep paralysis thing. People say that, they get sleep paralysis. They
gremlin
see
devil thing. They say.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for that, Emily. You freaked me out for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I love that. John misses an episode and we go straight into all the weird stuff that he doesn't want to talk about most of the time anyway.
Okay, cool. The next email is from Tom. He says, it's not Tom as in John's brother, it's a different Tom. He says, hi friends, I recently had a job interview where they asked, if you could be a cartoon character, who would you be? And I answered Superman, but the interviewer said that he isn't a cartoon character, and I argued that he was, because he is literally a cartoon character. Then the interviewer said he would put no answer down for that, and moved on, and I didn't get the job. So I want to know what the worst interview experience you've ever had is. Thanks, Tom. I want to start by saying Superman is a cartoon character. You're right to argue that point.
What the interviewer just put? He didn't submit an answer or no answer.
Yeah, he just put yeah. So it sounds like it's just one of those questions to catch you off guard, isn't it? Yeah. Like the one that I had before was if you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be? And they say, like, people always say lions and stuff like that, but I was going to say duck. My wife told me to say duck. Right. She was like, so on the surface you're calm and collected and stuff, but underneath you're paddling away.
Oh, your legs are going. You're busy.
So you're like you're busy but also chilled.
Yeah, I'd say a lion probably because I'm just awesome. Lions are great.
Yeah,
king of the jungle. Yeah, I hate those fucking interview questions. Like, I mean, a cartoon character. I mean, yeah, it's literally a drawn animation of a person. That's the definition of a cartoon.
I think he's probably just seen films, maybe.
Yeah, true.
He must have just seen the films. Like, Superman.
Maybe he doesn't know it's from a comic. Yeah, sure. You got boned there, Tom, but that interviewer sounds like a dick.
Yeah,
so,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, you don't want to work at that place.
I hate the questions like, what's your biggest weakness and stuff like that, because it's like, it's not a real question, is it? You're not just going to sit there and be like, oh, I'm selfish.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm really lazy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hang on.
In my old job, I got the job. They asked me, like, they were asking about me, and in my head, I don't know why I got it in my head, but I thought, my plan was, I'm going to say I'm laid back, chilled out, like, I don't get phased easily, but lethargic came out. They just laughed at me. What do you mean you're lethargic? And I just turned around and was like, oh yeah, that's what my girlfriend calls me sometimes.
That's fucking brilliant.
And I was like, oh god.
How do you describe yourself? I'm lazy and lethargic. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, you got the job. How they gave you the job?
I know,
after
I don't
that.
know.
I suppose maybe if they thought you just said it by accident.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. My boss never liked me in that place. So I don't know. Like, like, I don't know. Maybe there wasn't many people interviewed. I'm trying to think of bad interviews I've had. I've sworn in interviews before where I've like realised I've said the wrong answer and just gone, oh fuck.
No.
And then just been like, that was for a call centre job though, and I was like, I don't want that shit.
Fuck that.
Because our friend told me to just. He worked there currently at the time. He was like, the guy that interviews you will be a Cardiff fan, so just mention that you like Cardiff City. And I did, and the guy was just like,
Don't
I was
care.
like, yeah,
Why do you deserve the
He's
job? I support Cardiff City Football Club.
he was like, bring fucking Cardiff.
Yeah. This wasn't an interview, but in not a team meeting, like a one-to-one development meeting I had with my manager in a job I had a few years back. She was like, the thing is, Joe, you're doing well and you're hitting your targets and all the rest of it. She says, but you just don't seem that bothered about being here.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what do you mean? She said, it just seems like you're here just for a bit of beer money. Do your job, do all right, get your money, and then, what you're really focused on is getting out and living your life. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing here. Yeah. And I said to her, I was like, yeah, that's exactly why I'm here. I'm here for money so that I can go and live my life in my personal time. I was like, what are you doing here?
It's crazy.
We didn't get on that well.
No, I like, in my current job, they're kind of encouraging me to get my emails on my phone. I'm like, nah.
No, you don't want to do that.
No, it's like, if you give me a work phone, then fair enough, but I'm not putting it on my personal phone, because I will check it.
Yeah.
And I don't care that much. Well, I do. It's a nice job. I do like my job, but I don't think about it when I'm not in work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to ever have to be that guy. That's the one bad thing about running a pub, was it's always open.
Shit, yeah.
So, like, if something happened, you were always, like, obviously I could say no.
Because you used to run pubs.
Yeah. I should explain that. I used to run a pub. But yeah, it was always open. So if something happened, someone could always call you, even if it was something like, oh, how do you do this to a barrel? How do you do this? And I was the only one cellar trained there. So if something went wrong with the cellar, it was always me. And I was like, oh, shit.
She said, I'm really lethargic. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I told her I was lethargic.
Well,
why are you bringing me, getting me to do work?
That was what my boss in that place always used to say. He'd be like, you don't care enough. And I'm like, you're right, I don't care.
Yeah, it's work. It's fine,
We're a student pub.
Yeah.
Like, no one cares. Yeah, I used to work in a student pub. I used to run a student bar.
Yeah. I do like good interview stories. I'm also a big fan of people quitting their jobs.
Yeah.
They're always good stories.
Yeah.
If anyone's got any good quitting their job
Definitely,
stories, even if we don't read them out, just let me know, because I enjoy them.
No,
I have
definitely.
a real problem with authority, so anyone just sticking it to them, I'm more than willing to enjoy. I quit my job once. I was only a kid. I was probably like, I'll tell you what, I was 17, 18. I was in school, but I was doing like shelf packing in the
Yeah.
I can't remember, a co-op or something.
Sorry, guys, I had an interview in that place as well, because everyone worked there at one point, didn't they? And it wasn't I can't remember what it was, Summerfield at the time. But I sat down with the lady interviewing me, and she was like, why do you want this job? And it was only probably my first interview as like an adult, and I was kind of like, I want to buy a car. That's why I want this job. And she was just like, oh, you don't want... And she was a bit like, you don't want to work like... What about Summerfield?
Be a part of the Summerfield family.
Like, what about this job attracted you? I was like, it's the only supermarket in town.
Yeah.
It's the only job that requires nothing.
Yeah, literally the rest of the town is just small family businesses, and I can't get into one of them. Yeah, you're the only person that employs more than 20 people in our town. And all my friends work here, and all the car. Yeah, I need money for a car.
Sorry, carry on. But yeah, I didn't get that job either.
What was I saying? Oh shit, yeah. So I was doing the shelf stacking there. I got the job. Al didn't get it.
Everyone did.
Yeah, true. Me and John worked there at the same time, I think. Yeah, so I used to work one Friday or one Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the guy, I had real issues with that manager, but he changed it so that I was doing Friday and Saturday, and I was like, oh, dude, like, you know, I'm a kid, like, oh, I was just about to turn 18, and I was like, oh, mate, I'm going to be going out on the old lash soon, you know. So you've rotated me in for Saturday and Sunday, Friday and Saturday, sorry, for forever now. And he's like, yeah, that's just your new hours. I was like, no, because do you remember, you know, I'm going to be turning 18 next week. Yeah. And he's like, no, that's just the way it is. And I went, all right, then fine, I quit. And he's like, well, you have to give me a notice on a bit of paper. I literally just ripped a scrap of paper off the side and went, I quit. Joe Morris, and then signed it, and then just went, there you go. And he was like, oh, all right then. I was like, ta-ra.
That's good.
Yeah, it was quite nice. But then I turned 18 and I was like, yeah, let's go out on the piss. I had no money because I quit my job.
Yeah. I remember I quit a job in pot washing for similar reasons, because they rotated me in to do Fridays and Saturday nights for a week. For like, that was just going to be my shift.
Yeah, fuck that.
And I was like, oh no, that's my kid.
Let's get a different job.
Yeah, I just quit,
yeah, I did pot washing. It fucking sucks.
Yeah,
I did that when I was about 16, 17
Moody
years.
chefs. That's one thing I like. I finally don't work in hospitality in my new job, and it's like, the one thing I don't miss is chefs.
Yeah, what is that? Literally every chef in the world is just angry and worked up. I suppose it's high pressure, but it's just like food at the end of the day. Chill.
Like, because in the student bar, like, we didn't have like proper tills, so it would literally be like, you take it, write it down. Like, I didn't do much of it, but the students would write down the order and take it into the chef. And like, it got to the point where like they wouldn't want to take him in there, because like they give him to him and he'd be like, and he'd get such a thing. It's like, mate, it's your job.
Yeah, that's kind of what. Yeah.
And like, oh, it was awful. The atmosphere they can create just for being miserable is horrible.
Yeah, fuck that.
So yeah, don't work.
Wait, what was the question again? Interviews.
Interviews.
Yeah, I was watching pots once. I nail all my interviews actually. So.
Yeah.
But I'm keen to hear other people's if they want to be menacing.
I've had a few. Like, I've only ever got 2 jobs through interviews. But
how do you get your other jobs?
Well, your ex-girlfriend got me.
Oh, yeah,
I remember I went in.
You worked there for ages.
Yeah,
as well.
I worked there for ages. Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, come in and meet Pete, the manager."
Pete was a good guy.
Yeah, and I walked in and I saw the rotor on the wall, and my name was already on it, like full time for the next 2 weeks. I was like, "Oh, okay, I've got this
sound." Yeah.
But Pete was very aware that if you can hold a conversation with someone, then you can work on a bar. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not a difficult job.
Full of like locals as well.
Yeah.
So if you were like a half decent person, you'd get on fine.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
It was fine. It was a lovely place. Like, that was my favourite people ever. Like, that was my favourite group of people to work with.
It was a good pub.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
And it's still there.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, thanks for that, Tom, I think.
Cheers, Tom.
The next email is from the Duck. Do you remember the Duck?
Oh, the Duck.
Yeah, he was very just like to the point last time.
Yeah.
But this time he's kind of come out with shell a little bit. He says, "Hello, thank you for taking the time to answer my questions this week." It was last week, mate, come on. And he says, "I'm hoping to start a podcast myself about films, books and topical events."
No, don't do it. Don't do it. There's already enough podcasts. We don't need any more. Thanks, though.
He says, "I like the style of Common Clay because it's very natural and not serious. What tips could you give me, if you're willing to share, to help me get started? I have a friend with lots of equipment."
Yeah,
it does help.
Cheers, Owen. Yeah, it does help if a good friend of yours has loads of recording equipment and is willing to put the time in to edit it.
Yeah.
That would be that's literally my recommendation.
Yeah. I just started doing it, mate. Just do it, I'd say. Like, I was like, oh, I want to do that, and then I was like, okay, and then just.
Yeah, we talked about it for for ages, just kind of like, oh, we should do this, and we never do, and we kind of just accepted the fact that we never would, but just keep talking about it, and I was fine with it. And then Al was like, I bought a mic, I've signed us up to SoundCloud, get round here on Friday, we're just going to goof around and record us goofing around, and hopefully people listen. If they don't, we'll still enjoy ourselves, just chatting to each other, because that's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
So as long as you're enjoying it, getting like gimp.
Yeah, just do it. It's fun. I think that's it for emails.
For the Duck, let us know if you do.
Yeah, do it. We'll
listen to yours.
I'll give you a share on.
Yeah, we'll shout you out. For a tenner.
Yeah. And we still have the Ronald Koeman T-shirt. So
we cannot get rid of that T-shirt, can we?
Someone give me an address, I'll send it to anyone. I'll swap it put a return address on the Ouija board, and I'll send it back with the Ronald Koeman T-shirt.
There you go, a little trade-off.
Yeah. So we'll do that. Maybe we'll do an episode. We'll do it live on the episode.
For the Ouija board.
Yeah, we'll film it as well and put that on Instagram.
It's like the start of like a horror film.
I know.
It's like, a couple of young guys, they're doing a podcast, some random person emails them and sends them a cursed Ouija board. Yeah. And then the next few podcasts are us just, we can't sleep and we're getting all paranoid. And
well, I kept telling Laura that I'd been possessed. I was like, they've got me. I was like,
I'm done.
I was
Yeah.
like, I'll wake up and I'll murder everyone in their sleep one night, and that's how this is going to end.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of like, no one can blame me now. It's like, if I go on a rampage, they're being possessed. But, like, when you do, like, reading, when I look up things, you do, like, lots of people murder their family. And it's like, how does that happen? It's possessions.
Definitely the ghosts.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's
ghosts
ghosts
and
and
devils, yeah.
Zozo.
So yeah. This will be one of those things they'll be playing this back in
court.
You
Yeah.
know, then my defence will be, look,
Yeah,
he said he was possessed. so yeah, I think does that wrap it up? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's gone really fast. I don't know.
That has gone fast. I was just my mum's trying to ring me. What I wanted to did I? Oh, that's what happened to me in work. There was another thing this week since we've been off.
Yeah.
They are starting. No, they are. Well, they finished. They're doing like a little documentary on the company that I work for, just like for internal use, not like BBC coming in, like Steven Spielberg coming in, and I was just I was sat at my desk just doing my work, texting on my phone.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, do you want to sort of come down and be on a bit of this film or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, go on then, that'll be a laugh." I went down and they put like loads of makeup on me. I stood in front of like 3 lights. They had 2 cameras on me, microphone. I was like, shit, what's going on? And then they asked me like all these questions. I was like, I've only worked here like 5 months. I have no idea what's going on. They were like, oh, well, tell us a bit about the company's core values. I was like, I was literally just like, they were like, oh, look to the left of the camera. And I was like, just turning to the right to talk to the director. I was going, dude, what are you doing here? I don't know the fucking company core values. What's going on? And he's like, all right, then tell us a funny story. I was like, no, I don't know what's going on. And then I just like refused to play ball. They probably got like of maybe 15 minutes of me stood there shrugging, going, what do you want me to say? Like, they probably got about 3 seconds worth of usable footage. But not just that, then they came over to my desk and they were like, oh, we're going to then cut that with shots of you on the phone and typing out stuff. And then I don't know if that's a weird thing to reference, but it was like a viral video or something that went round of a guy in like an office. I think it was a news report. They interviewed someone, then they showed him at his desk, and he was typing on his computer, but he was clearly not typing. Have you seen it? And he's just gently just touching the keys on his keyboard, but not pressing them down at all. And it's really blatantly obvious. So when they came over to film those types of shots with me, I was doing that just to try and I want to go viral. So I'll see if they use that. I'm going to ask for a copy of it and see if I can get myself going viral.
That's awesome.
Just me looking at the camera going, I don't know what to do.
I was also filmed in work, which is weird. It was on the same week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And mine was for the charity I work for, and I had to pretend to be just someone getting support from our charity. And the guy was just like, the guy with the camera, and he was just like, Alex, I know you don't mean to do it, but he's like, you're looking at the camera all the time. I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. He said, you do something, you just glance at the camera, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
It's doing like Tim from The Office, just kind of goes shrugging and going, oh, what's happening? What sort of place am I in?
It was awful. And he was like, okay, well, I want to get a shot of you looking nervous, so can you like rub your hands? And then he was like, at the minute, he was like, not that much.
It looked like a sex offender, just rubbing your hands together, staring directly down the camera. I did that when they were filming some other shots in like the hallway. They were doing like an interview with someone, and then I walked up behind them, opened the door, just stood there. They all looked at me. I was like behind over the person's shoulder, stared directly into the camera, just shut the door really slowly and walked off. And they're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, this guy again. Like, I'm just sabotaging their documentary. Like, but they're taking the whole company to do like just a day together next Thursday. So Thursday coming. And they're going to air the sort of 20-minute documentary for everyone in the fucking company. So hopefully it's me just pretend typing and staring at the camera like a moron.
That's awesome. Mine's going to be shown in the Hayes in Cardiff for a month. You know, the big
on the massive big screen. Yeah. Oh, that's class.
And in the library. There's like my place I work has like a thing in the library. And it's going to be on the screens in there for a month. I don't know. This was literally, I filmed this the day before I left 2 weeks ago.
So
it might be unusable. They might have had to redo it since I've been gone. But like,
I suppose for anyone listening, the Haze in Cardiff is just a big kind of open bit in the middle of the shopping centre, but they have like a 30-foot screen, like an all-weather screen. It's not particularly HD.
No.
So they need to have a word with them. We'll write to the council about that. But yeah, I'd love that if there's just a footage of you just rubbing your hands together in the middle of town. That's class.
So yeah, thanks for listening for the last few weeks. I know it's been tough without us.
Yeah, I bet you've all really struggled.
Yeah.
Send us some emails, ask us some questions.
Emails, questions, and...
I want to know what everyone else is up to in the heat. How are you guys escaping this overbearing warmth?
It's warm in here.
Yeah, I'm sweaty.
I know, I did put deodorant on, I probably stink. Should clap it out.
Yeah, just end on that. So I know what I'm doing next Christmas, dressing up like a dead zombie pagan horse.